On Osrc News at 7, President Tinubu dismisses 5 ministers, reassigns 10 in cabinet reshuffle. Ondo State government disburses 1.4 billion naira to support vulnerable residents. Ondo Assembly approves 96 billion naira supplementary budget to address infrastructure needs. And from the foreign scene, protests erupt in Argentina against government's austerity measures. Good evening and welcome. Thank you very much for joining us on the News at 7, coming to you live on Osrc television. I am Obi Chukwemeka Uti. President Bola Tinubu and the Federal Executive Council FEC have scrapped the Niger Delta Ministry and the Ministry of Sports Development. Special advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Ononuga, in a post on his official X handle, said the decisions were taken at the meeting of the FEC in Abuja. According to him, there will now be a Ministry of Regional Development to oversee all development commissions, such as Niger Delta Development Commission, Northwest Development Commission, Southwest Development Commission, Northeast Development Commission. Onanuga also stated that the National Sports Commission will take over the role of the Ministry of Sports henceforth. During the FEC meeting, the President also approved the merger of the Ministry of Tourism with the Ministry of Culture and Creative Economy. In a related development, President Bola Tinubu has begun his cabinet reshuffle with the sacking of 5 ministers and the nomination of new ones for Senate confirmation. The President also reassigned 10 ministers to new ministerial portfolios. Mr. Ayodele Olawande from Ondo State was reassigned as Minister of State for Youth Development as the substantive Minister of Youth Development. Bianca Dumego-Ojukwu was nominated as the Minister of State for Foreign Affairs and Netanwe Yowalta as the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Reduction, officially bringing an end to the tenure of suspended Beta Edu. Sunday Dare, former Minister of Sports, has joined the government of President Bola Tinubu as Special Advisor to the President on Public Communications and Orientation. The President also nominated Maigari Dinyadi as the Minister of Labour and Employment, Jumoke Oduwole as the Minister of Industry, Idi Maiha as Minister for the newly created Livestock Development Ministry, Yusuf Atta as the Minister of State, Housing and Urban Development, with Suwaiba Ahmed as Minister of State Education. The President sacked Uju Ken Ohanenye, Minister of Women Affairs, Lola Adejon, Minister of Tourism, Tahir Maman, Minister of Education, Abdullahi Wazu, Minister of State, Housing and Urban Development, and Jamila Ibrahim, Minister of Youth Development. He charged all appointees to understand the administration's eagerness and determination to set Nigeria on the path to irreversible growth and investment, investing in the best of their abilities into the actualization of the government's priorities. To politics now in Ondo State. The present administration in Ondo State will always prioritize the welfare of residents towards sustaining the current impactful governance. The standard bearer of the ruling All Progressives Congress APC and Governor of Ondo State, Lucky Aiyedatiwa, while addressing the people of Eso, the local government area, thanked them for their support and solidarity. Aiyedatiwa, who renewed his determination to promote all-round development of the state, canvassed votes for APC ahead of next month's governorship election. Government House correspondent Wahab Bankole reports that the governor visited Bolowu, Agadagba, Arogbo, Igbotu, Kiribo, and Igbobini communities.
The campaign trail and community engagement of the ruling All Progressives Congress APC took the standard bearer Lucky Aiyedatiwa to Eseodo local government area ahead of the fast approaching governorship election. The engagement efforts started in Bolowo community as the governor and his team traveled on water for several hours. The governor was received at the palace of Amananawe by several monarchs and chiefs led by Pere Ogulapelewe as they applauded him for changing their narratives.
Our message is God will lead him. Whatever he has given us to receive it will be well with the governor.
Governor Aiyedatiwa thanked them for the reception and show of love, which are promised not to lower the bar of good governance.
So thank you for the support I've been enjoying from you, who of Oparamo and Arogoibe in general, for the support.
Aiyedatiwa visited the spiritual head of the community and the general overseer of Zion Mission, Right Reverend Prince Will Jemine, who prayed for a successful election and victory of the APC candidate.
I want to thank you for all that you've been doing this country to allow peace to reign, and may God continue to hear your prayers. For us, we have done few things for the Arogoibe Kingdom. We will continue to do more for our people, because I'm also from this area. I know what we need.
At a town hall gathering, a prominent son of the area, High Chief Bibopere Ajube, rallied support and votes for Governor Aiyedatiwa, while the standard bearer of the APC reassured of his dedication to good governance.
The safety is hard for other places, it's not so hard for us. Oh, those states will be different. So I want to thank you for your support.
The governor and his team were also at Arugbo, where they were received by the Agadagba Perez Zacchaeus Egbunu, who prayed for his success at the poll and listed some infrastructural challenges facing the people.
If by the grace of God, and I think God is going to use you this time around, for this purpose to fulfill that plan for God, please take that as my very fundamental request from you, that bridge should be constructed.
The governor thanked the royal fathers and restated its resolve to sustain efforts that improve the well-being of residents.
We are going to an election again come November 16, 2024, and I know with the support I've enjoyed from you, it will be translated to massive votes.
The Kalasue of Apoi land, Oba Professor Sunday Amuseon, stressed the need for infrastructural development of the area. At Igbo-Otu and Kiribo communities, the governor, who was accorded warm reception, expressed his deep appreciation for the unwavering support, which are promised to reciprocate their trust with impactful projects and policies. The campaign tour ended at Igbobini, where residents turned out in large numbers and assured the governor of their support and votes. The governor promised that his administration will continue to initiate more developmental projects across the state if retained in office beyond 2025. He solicited the support of the people, urging them to troop out en masse by ensuring they exercise their franchise without fear and vote APC.
Káti ẹ̀ tó dìbò rárá, a ti ń ṣe ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ nǹkan fún ìpínlẹ̀ wa níbí. A ti ń ṣe oríṣiríṣi nǹkan fún yín. Ṣé tilé ìwòsàn lẹ fẹ́ sọ ni àbí tilé ìwé wa?
Some members of the opposition, PDP, swelled the ruling party ahead of next month's governorship election. From SAOD, local government area of Ondo State, Wahab Bankole, Osrc News.
After the break, our court party in Ondo State has officially endorsed Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa for the upcoming November 16 governorship election. Please join us again.
It's the Glow Festival of Joy, and it's raining exciting prizes. Oh, for 120 days, we take it to the max. Mind-blowing, loaded prizes. Take John, winning a tear rubber Toyota Prado by recharging up to 100,000 naira. And Sister T, winning a Cha-Cha Kia Picanto by recharging up to 50,000 naira. From the sky,
yes, the gifts are unloading joy all over Nigeria.
From Toyota Prados to Kia Picantos, Keke Napep, generators, sewing machines, and even grinding machines. Just dial *611#, choose your prizes, recharge the value for the month, and you too can win.
Whoa, you too can win, oh!
This
Welcome back. If you just joined us, you're watching the news at 7 coming to you live from Osrc Television. You can also watch us live on our website www.osrc.ng or follow us on Facebook at Osrc. The Accord Party in Ondo State has officially endorsed Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa for the upcoming November 16 governorship election. In a press release by the party state chairman Adeniyi Ayodele and presented by the party secretary, the endorsement reflects a commitment to the state's progress and development. In a show of unity, the Accord Party emphasized that supporting Governor Aiyedatiwa aligns with the vision for a prosperous Ondo State. Omoriola Agbeji has details.
As the November 16 governorship election approaches in Ondo State, more political parties are aligning with Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa's vision for continued leadership. The latest endorsement comes from the Accord Party, which unanimously backed Governor Aiyedatiwa and his deputy, Olayide Lami. A press release read secretary
The Accord Party Ondo State Chapter today announced its unequivocal endorsement of Lucky Aiyedatiwa and his running mate, Honorable Olayide Adelami, of all gubernatorial election on November 16. We are proud to support Governor Aiyedatiwa and Honorable Olayide Adelami, whose vision aligns with our party's ideal, said Pastor Adeniyi Ayodele, Chairman, Accord Party, Ondo State Chapter. Together, we will foster economic growth, develop critical infrastructure and well-being, and ensure of effective.
Adeniyi Ayodele assured members that Aiyedatiwa's leadership would unlock the state's potential, creating opportunities for all citizens, including Accord members. He called for unwavering support to build a prosperous future for Ondo State.
Aiyedatiwa is surely perfect and do the infrastructure and is working for Ondo State. We know that if we continue for another 4 years, Ondo State will enjoy him.
The endorsement event featured representatives from across the state affirming unity and commitment to Governor Aiyedatiwa's governance as a pathway to progress. Omoriola Agbeji, OSRC News.
1.4 billion naira has been disbursed to vulnerable citizens through the Ondo Care Social Intervention Scheme. Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa launched the disbursement in Akure, restating his administration's commitment to enhancing citizens' well-being. OSRC's Omoriola Agbeji again reports that the program targets various groups, including unemployed youths, the elderly, the persons with disabilities, aiming to provide essential support to those in need.
The Ondo State government is currently supporting over 7,500 citizens through the Ondo N-Care program, with 2,870 individuals receiving a bi-monthly stipend of 20,000 naira. This initiative, among others being implemented by the state government, aims to combat poverty and enhance peace in the state. During a check presentation in Akure, Ondo State Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa said the program is a commitment to assist disadvantaged groups. He noted that the labor-intensive public works scheme has already provided financial aid to over 19,000 beneficiaries, distributing more than 2 billion naira to stimulate the local economy.
Preparations for the enrollment of additional 5,000 new beneficiaries are in top gear. Our resolve to transform lives is a continuous exercise. We assure you that our administration will work tirelessly to ensure that our most vulnerable citizens receive the support they deserve.
Senior Special Assistant on Social Investment Programs, Felix Alunge, confirmed that the 1.4 billion naira disbursement supports 5,570 vulnerable individuals under cash transfers and 19,023 under the labor-intensive program.
This one is targeted towards the poor and unemployed youth, so that there's inclusiveness in the economic survival of the Nigerian nation. And that is why, as far as Ondo State is concerned, Mr. Governor is so passionate to ensure that any of these facilities is quickly accessed for the benefit of the good people of Ondo State.
Mr. Orioye Ibaishimori, the SSA on Youth Empowerment, said the programs will last 1 year, with additional funds promised to include more beneficiaries.
We are paying currently is a backlog, and the governor of the state has also opened the register to accommodate another 5,000 indigenous of Ondo State, and at least 1,000 youth will also be captured in the empowerment scheme, and which they will be paid for another 1 year by monthly 20,000 naira, which is 10,000 naira monthly, just for working 4 hours as a social worker.
Permanent Secretary in the Ministry, Yemi Pirishola, explained that community development officers verify payments to ensure beneficiaries receive their funds promptly.
At the end of every payment, every tranche will go out in conjunction with the banks to ensure that all the beneficiaries receive their money. At times, some of them will even receive their money and they are not even aware that this will have. So the monitoring team usually go out to check them to make sure they get their money and use it for whatever purpose it is made.
Beneficiaries expressed gratitude for the support provided. Additionally, the federal government has transferred another 2 billion naira to support over 77,000 beneficiaries for the next 3 months. Omoniola Ngbeji, Osrc News.
In another development towards ensuring continued progress of the state's development agenda, Ondo State House of Assembly has considered a bill to amend the 2024 appropriation law. This is sequel to the presentation of the report of the House Committee on Finance and Appropriation during plenary presided over by the Speaker, Olamide Oladuji. The bill seeks to authorize the issuance of a total sum of 487.4 billion naira from the Consolidated Revenue Fund for the fiscal year ending December 31, 2024. In other stories, the federal government has withdrawn the money laundering charge filed against the detained Barnes Holdings Limited's executive, Tigran Gambayan, due to his ill health and diplomatic intervention. Gambayan was the second defendant in the charge preferred against the cryptocurrency platform by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. EFCC's counsel Adagba told Justice Emeka Nwite of a federal high court in Abuja of the federal government's decision to withdraw the charge against the detained employee due to his deteriorating health. She, however, informed the court that the anti-graft agency would continue the charge leveled against the company, Binance Holdings Limited. Justice Nwite therefore discharged Gabayan from the charge and adjourned the trial against the cryptocurrency firm until November 22 and November 25. We'll now take you to the story where we'll tell you that towards ensuring continued progress of the state's development agenda, Ondo State House of Assembly has considered a bill to amend the 2024 Appropriation Law. This is sequel to the presentation of the report of the House Committee on Finance and Appropriation during plenary presided over by the Speaker, Olamide Oladiji. The bill seeks to authorize the issuance of a total sum of 487.4 billion naira from the Consolidated Revenue Fund for the fiscal year ending December 31, 2024. Omoshilela Deseajayi now reports.
The proposed supplementary budget of 92 billion naira was reviewed and increased to 96 billion naira following public hearing by the Ondo State House of Assembly, which brings the state appropriation for the fiscal year to a total sum of over 492 billion naira. Presenting the report on the floor of the House, the chairman of the House Committee on Finance and Appropriation, Oluwole Ogunmolashoyi, charged the executive to ensure that the provisions of the revised budget are for what it meant for.
State government should ensure that the provision of the revised budget are consciously applied to the needs stated therein, so that the good intention behind the dispensation will be fully attained.
Other lawmakers expressed their satisfaction with the proposed reallocation, noting its importance in addressing the state's financial challenges and meeting critical developmental targets. While appreciating the committee for a job well done, the Speaker, Olamide Oladiji, noted that the new adjustment will enable the state government to meet its obligations, including the completion of ongoing projects and the execution of new initiatives aimed at improving the living standard of the people of Ondo State.
Pass into law a bill to amend the year 2024 appropriation law. Agree to?
The proposed appropriation adjustment allocates 246.2 billion naira for recurrent expenditure, which covers salaries, wages, and other overhead costs, while the remaining 241.2 billion naira will be dedicated to capital projects, reinforcing the state's commitment to infrastructure development and economic growth. From Ondo State House of Assembly, Omoshiliola Adesoye Ajayi, Osrc News.
The Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Gas, Ekwerekwe, has directed the National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL, and liquefied petroleum gas LPG producers to stop LPG export with effect from November 1. Ekpo issued the directive in Abuja at a meeting with stakeholders to address the skyrocketing price and its attendant hardships on Nigerians. In a statement, the minister explained that the directives were a step towards addressing the inherent challenges and ensuring that Nigerians have access to affordable cooking gas. He added that the new measures would improve availability and ensure affordability, protecting Nigerians from the economic hardship caused by the LPG price hike. Elsewhere, the federal government has announced plans to reposition dams across the country, revealing that siltation has significantly reduced the water volume in the Owashu Dam in Delta State. The Deputy Director and Geotechnical Division Head, Dams Department, Federal Ministry of Water Resources and Sanitation, Abiola Oluwatosi, who led the technical subcommittee of the Presidential Interministerial Technical Committee on the evaluation of dams, assured that findings from the assessment would guide a robust action plan to address the challenges affecting dam infrastructure nationwide. The committee, she explained, includes experts from various federal ministries, the Office of the National Security Advisor, the Office of the Surveyor General of the Federation, the Nigerian Society of Engineers, the Council for the Regulation of Engineering in Nigeria, and other technical professionals. The committee, chaired by the Minister of Water Resources and Sanitation, Professor Joseph Usaf, is tasked with evaluating the integrity of dams across Nigeria. Moving on to the foreign scene, 10 months after taking office, Argentina's far-right president Javier Milei has reduced the federal budget by 30%. The cuts have affected public services, including hospitals and universities. Folashade Oguido tells us more.
President Javier Milei vetoed a lot to increase the budget of public universities. Professors say they cannot make ends meet with their present salaries and insist they need an adjustment because of the soaring inflation in the past year. Present here are also healthcare professionals who say exactly the same thing and accuse the government of defunding the public sector, including doctors of some Argentina's most important public hospitals.
In the hospital, the salaries are very low and many professionals who are specialists are leaving, but we are here to defend public health, that a child with or without money will get treatment.
President Javier Milei says main objective right now is to reduce government spending, reduce the deficit, and fight inflation. Inflation has gone down in the past months, but economic activities have plunged. Javier Milei is implementing one of the harshest austerity plans in Argentina's history. Many say it is what this country needs to end its endemic economic troubles. But many people say they're extremely concerned about the impact that these economic measures will have on the population.
To round off Osrc News at 7, here again are the major stories. We told you that President Tinubu has dismissed 5 ministers, reassigned 10 in cabinet reshuffle. Ondo State government has disbursed 1.4 billion naira to support vulnerable residents. We also told you that Ondo State Assembly has approved a 96 billion naira supplementary budget to address infrastructure needs. And from the foreign scene, you heard that protests have erupted in Argentina against government's austerity measures. And that concludes News at 7. Many thanks for being a part of it. Good evening.